Hello, good evening. My name is Minji. This is a funeral tie. You're gonna have to forgive me for these late uploads because, of course, we'll talk about the ODI series first, and I'm just gonna lump these together all in one go. So, the second ODI, West Indies won by 7 wickets against Bangladesh, and then the third ODI. West Indies have won by 4 wickets. They both chased targets of 227 and 322, sorry, successfully. I need to have a smoke. Ooh, I don't think any amount of electronic cigarettes will hide away the pain of this humiliating series defeat against a nation that aren't preparing themselves for the Champions Trophy in Pakistan next year. Although will it be in Pakistan, will it be a hybrid because of the whole situation between Pakistan and India? Again, I said I'm not going to go there, so I'm not going to go there. Let them sort their differences out in whatever way possible. I'll focus on the ODI series preparations, and I'm going to say preparations because this preparation has been an absolute disaster class. I need to have more smokes. Get me some cherry, just have some blueberry, and this is the Blue Daz lemonade. Yes, I've only got 3. I've got the same 3 since bloody 2 months now. This is good quality, man. For 2 months I haven't run out of puff. Anyways, let's get cracking with the analysis of the second ODI. It's a poultry score, really. 227 in 50 overs. It wasn't even in 50 overs. There were 226 all out in way before 50 overs, of course. It's a poultry score. It's not good enough. All right. With the greatest of respect, it may be good enough to beat non-associate teams like Romania. No disrespect to you guys, but against the West Indies team, no. Even against Zimbabwe, it won't be good enough against them. All right, it just stems from what's been happening in previous cricket matches, and it doesn't matter if it's ODIs, it doesn't matter if it's T20s, it doesn't even matter if it's tests. The top order are just completely falling over like a deck of cards. Like how are you expected to win a game if your top order are misfiring and you're leaving it towards the middle order and lower order batsmen to try put up a total? 227 all out was brought about because of a last wicket stand, not last wicket, but I think an 8th wicket stand of 62 and 45 by Mamadullah and Tanzim. That's the only reason why we got to 227 for 5. 227 all out. What am I chatting? But it's useless. And these deliveries, they're not exactly the greatest respect. They're good deliveries, but not ones you should be getting out to. It's just the batting technique's not there. I'm taking nothing away from the bowling. Seals murked it for 4 for 22 runs in his spell. He absolutely destroyed Bangladesh. He absolutely skittled us and rattled us and put us into a nice little jerk chicken paste. All right? He killed us, but it doesn't account for poor batting shots. Okay, like I can bat better than that, and like I said, I'm useless. All right, but it's just silly. It's just silly, and they were it was all over within 72 balls to spare. Like Brandon King, Elvin Lewis, and Casey Carty, they all murked it with 45, 49, and 82 respectively. And Rutherford hit those 2 sixes back to back to win the game in elegant style, just about the icing on a traumatic cake for Bangladesh. It really was a humbling sort of series defeat. And then, just to make it a tiny bit more worse, on the third ODI, when even still after a top order collapse of 9 for 2 at one stage, Bangladesh actually batted well and scored 321 runs of 50 overs. The loss of 5 wickets Saka 73, Mirage 77, Mamadullah 84, Xhaka 62. They all contributed. Albeit with the West Indies second team, and this is even more worrying for a nation that's not even competing in the Champions Trophy. We sent the reserve side out because they already won 2-0, put on pretty much a slight reserve team out there. They gave Amir Jangu a debut, and he had a debut he couldn't forget. 104 not out. Okay, they said him and Casey Carty said Casey Carty scored 95 runs. All right. They shared 132 runs for a 5th wicket stand. This is West Indies' 4th successful 300-plus run chase against any nation. All right, fair play to the West Indies. It's like they're bringing back the Caribbean flair of the 80s. Putting their stamp on authority and saying, you know what, don't forget us. We're still West Indies. Put some respect on our name. They've dismantled England 3-0 at home, and they've dismantled Bangladesh quite comfortably 3-0 at home. So let's not disrespect West Indies' name. We should be seeing their name hopefully in the future, and I do want to see them come back up in the future, because cricket is not cricket without West Indies having some fun. I can tell you that for sure. They really do bring some flair, and I love it. But in terms of this ODI series and where we stand, I tell you what, for the preparations for the Champions Trophy, I would put, if I were bookmakers, I'd put Bangladesh at 4,000 to 1 like they did for Leicester City. But don't worry, they won't win it. There's no need to worry about putting money on Bangladesh trying to win a Champions Trophy. I can assure you that right now. It is going to be I will be happy with just one win. Who we win against, I have no idea, because I believe all other 7 nations are just going to absolutely hammer the crap out of Bangladesh. It's going to be that fucking miserably fucking painful. I genuinely am going to give up. Lord knows what will happen. I suppose the only positive to take away from this 3-0 series hammering is that England too got hammered 3-0, and if you're going to follow the best, then you might as well follow the results as well. Am I being sarcastic? Abso-fucking-lutely. So, yeah, miserable series defeat. Sorry for the late uploads. I have been on nights for the past 6 days. That's where my formals have been. They've been formally onto the night shift. No mucking about. I need those peas. Because I am absolutely broke. Oh dear, I need to smoke. Oh, this is fucking miserable. Right, that's the video done. I'm off to upload some more with varying degrees of emotions, because if the ODI series was a disaster, I'll tell you what happened next in the T20 series, but we all know what happened there. So far, so good. But for now, for this ODI series, it is khalas. Congratulations, West Indies, deserved 3-0 victors. Bangladesh, you have now lost 7 ODIs in a row. You got the Champions Trophy in little less than 2 months away. You gotta fix up. You gotta fix up. Littered, I'm looking at you as well, bro. We need you. I tell you what, before I go, I'll say this thing about Leon Das. He's one of the best batters we've ever had and we've ever produced as an opening batsman, but he's going through a horrendous lean patch. There's always that saying that form is temporary, class is permanent. I think I know where his bad run of form is coming, and I'm going to take it back to the 2022 World Cup against India, where he was the only one in that team that stood out and was blitzkrieging India all around the park. All right. I can't remember what India put on. They put on a 200-plus run score. I'm sure they did. But Litton Das was the only one that stood up and said, fuck it, I'm going to take the bull by the horns and do it myself. All right. And there was one stage where I think Bangladesh were ahead of the DLS par score at one stage, and that was all thanks to Litton Das before rain got in the way. And then I thought the game was done and dusted because the rain got involved. We were above the DLS par score. That's it. We should have won. But under suspect conditions where I feel like they hurried the players out because they needed India to be, well, still in this competition, shall we say. They just hurried them back out and told them, no, you lot go and play. We're not having this. Go out and play. And I think that just kind of affected Litton Dass's rhythm. But I tell you what, there was nothing you could have done for the way you got dismissed from that. Who was it that threw it? Was it Rahul? I don't know who it was that threw it. It was just a solid throw, and he got him out, the non-strikers. And I saw his face. It just dipped. You know that little dip that people do where you did everything you can, but you still ended up failing. I think that's haunted him, really. I genuinely think that's haunted him, and he feels the weight and burden of that misery, and it's just eating away at him slowly. I mean, I think he needs a little break. I think give him a month out of cricket. Don't focus on cricket. Just be with your family, enjoy some good solid times, have a vacation somewhere, clear your head, and come back in again. Stay refreshed, because I think you've hit the wall, as they say in athletic terms. I think you've just hit a massive mental wall, and it's just eating away inside of you. I feel like you're carrying that failure for far too long, and really it wasn't your fault. You're the only one that stood up in that game. So go have a break, come back refreshed, and hopefully get us some runs in the Champions Trophy that's coming up. But until then, sayonara, and please subscribe, I guess. Fuck off.